Alright guys, welcome to another SkyBloo simulation stream. SkyBloo here, aka Drew. We are here going to, hold on. Coming from Sturup Airport, that's Malmo, and going to Stockholm-Arlanda. We will be flying as Rival 2112, that's the call sign. It's doing business for Scandinavian, so Scandinavian regional jets, kind of like the same setup in the US, and it's just a 1 hour flight at 37,000 feet despite this saying 390. So we have to prepare the aircraft from cold and dark. We'll go ahead and get started. Gab, do you know that sea pirates are originally from Stockholm? Really? Is that a legit factoid? Are we talking about the Vikings and stuff? Anyway, thanks for stopping by, man. I don't know if you oh my god. That's right there, airport's Arlanda. Jesus Christ, man. You got me there. I see. Jesus, man. But yeah, I should have known, because I'm pretty sure Vikings weren't in the sense pirates. Thank you for stopping by, man. So I did, you know what? I discussed something about the Philly cheesesteak, if you were there on the stream kaninang umaga when we went to Philadelphia. So again, I learned something new. It's Italian again, and of course the first Philly cheesesteak wasn't what we see today. Anyway, let's just go ahead and get started. So first of all, we did open the doors already, and that's fine. We do have our X checklist to help us out. Doors, fuel. We're loading 3,900 kilograms of fuel, and we're loading about 81%, not 81%, 81 passengers. We're given a total weight of 29,639. That's going to be good for us. I don't mind. And so, nose wheel steering off, hydraulics off, landing gear down, spoilers 0. The parking brake is on, and ADG is stowed. Auto off, emergency lights, battery master on, still power avail. We'll put the nav lights on, maybe the logo lights on as well, and put that turn on the lights and stuff. It's Italian, yeah. Okay, so the first Philly cheesesteaks didn't come with cheese. When it came with cheese, the first one was provolone. And then, for a cheaper alternative, and because it was more popular to kids, they used Cheese Whiz. Cheese Whiz for the cheese. Do you have a souvenir for Orlando? It's something I got from the Gateway, I think. Just the Gateway. Or was it a freeware? I forgot. Because in either case, I modified it to put, a few SAM gates, and grass, and the runway textures. The standard, my standard way of modifying the scenery. But yeah, I don't have anything fancy like payware or anything like that going on. ELEC, status, audio warning panel unlit. Ay. Gen 1 and 2. Firex. Fire system. Okay. Alright. ISO lights. They're set. Off. Normal. Close. AP will be started later on. Hydraulics. So we check the hydraulics. On it. Everything except 3A. Check that the hydraulic pumps are working. Then back to auto. We'll turn that on later. Yeah, we did that. ELT switch, arm reset. I don't know why it's on by default. Such a nice airport. The Jumbo 747 hotel's there right next to the taxiway. I know, right? I want to go there one day. Like, legit, man, legit. Hoping, manifesting. Let me just get my Volanta up, and let's go flying, y'all. By go flying, I mean let's set up everything first before we go flying. We don't want to go flying now. We want to set up everything and then we fly. Our call sign is Reval 2112 or Reval. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Reval. Reval. Landing elevation is going to be 138. Maybe we get 140. Just 140. And altitude down. Start hold. And recirc fan on. Conditioned air. Anti-ice test. Yes, heat okay. I've done this already. Probe heats. Probe heat should be low. To turn off the dome light, I don't need that. Emergency lights are armed. Side pilot panel, snow steering off. The CVR test is assumed complete. Assumed. Anti-skid switch is armed. Main landing gear brake overheat test. It doesn't say anything about the landing gear overheat test. Overheat test warning fail. It doesn't say anything about it. That's just so weird. Okay, thrust reversers are armed. The TCAS test is assumed complete. There's really no way to do that properly as it stands. ATC, we will be squawking 2000 for now. Put this on nav 1. And we'll do a self radio check later on. So stand by. Let's see. That's a nice fire warning sound. I know, right? It's different. It's a very rapid fire sound, if you can believe it. So yeah, we can't do a self radio check, unfortunately, and we'll just get the digital ATIS from Sturup Airport. It's called Sturup. Center Marcus. So 118.4 will be the first frequency. Alright, there we go. Mach trim, yaw damper. Alright, here we go. Like shooting blasters on a retro video. That's the best way. That's the best that I can describe it, actually. Stockholm Control seems to be always online these days, even on weekdays. Yeah, I know. I mean, I guess they've got staff who's very much able to provide that kind of service lately, and I'm happy about it. Okay, acceptance checklist. Audio warning panel is checked. Elec power panel checked. Fire test checked. Lights checked. Fuel panel checked. Bleed air panel checked. APU off. Start panel checked. Hydraulic panel checked. ELT switch arm reset. Cabin pressure panel checked. Air conditioning panel check. Ice detector test complete. Windshield switches low. Emergency lights armed. Standby compass is checked. Side control panels are checked. CVR test is assumed properly complete. Anti-skid test is complete. Assumed. Main landing gear overhead test complete. Thrust lever quadrant checked. TCAS test assumed complete. Trims checked. Lower pedestal checked. Stall test is assumed complete. Acceptance checklist is complete. So the PFD will set the QNH according to our QNH. It's 1022. 1022. What is the airport elevation here in Malmo, or Sturup Airport? It is 237. 1022.
122.8 by landing at 813.
Ooh, that's he's leaving the space. Okay, 35. I think I can start reducing at about 800 feet. So 800 1040 probably will be our minimums. Hey, what? No. Well, yeah, 1040 for the reduction acceleration. Well, We'll do NADP. We can do NADP 1. Even though there's it's kind of like a sharp turn, kind of. Okay, format. Alright, let's get our clearance. We are at stand number 6 with information Foxtrot. Stockholm Control, hello, Rival 2112, Malmo Spot 6, information Foxtrot, requesting clearance, Stockholm-Arlanda.
Rival 2112, Sweden Control, hello. Cleared to Stockholm-Arlanda via the next till 1 Lima departure, 5,000 feet, squawk 0205.
Rival 2112, cleared Stockholm-Arlanda, next till 1 Lima departure, maintain 5,000 initially, squawk 0205.
2112, evacuate.
Okay, there we go. 5,000. So, it's annoying how I have to resize this every time. In the tow list, it remembers the last configuration you had for this one. So anyway, 5,000 feet will be the first. Aviate, and then navigate. It's runway heading of 349. And communicate. So what's our what is the squawk code? It's 0205. Aviate, navigate, communicate. Alright. So with this case, we will be removing the yoke. Imagine doing that in real life. Hey, I need to see the instruments. I need to remove my yoke first. Position in it, so a status, we have the current database. Unfortunately, position in it really doesn't work, it becomes database, so we'll skip that for a bit. Flight plan, we are coming from Malmo, and then, so it goes to the origin correctly, however, when you do it to Stockholm...
I will be closing shortly, so monitor Unicom 122 destinate.
He's closing shortly? Man. He's been online for a few, but it's okay then. Where syrup originated, yes. He's closing already? Man.
And the Rival 3112, sir.
What's 112?
I will be closing now, so you can monitor Unicom 122 destinate. Bye-bye.
Unicom, bye-bye. Aww. Okay, well, let's just commit to this. I don't mind. We didn't really plan for an event to be going to, so that's just fine. So anyway, the next waypoint, we gotta do this manually, unfortunately. Yeah, let's just do this. In fact, maybe it's a bit better to be doing this without ATC, because this is such a rickety old plane to be flying as a single pilot. Unfortunately, I prefer aircraft operated with a stick. My god, dude. If only you could store the yoke, right? If only you could store the yoke away for whatever reason. But yeah, I do agree with you, man. It's the Airbus stick is the stick to rule them all, pretty much. Nothing. What the heck is this? How can the formatting on this plane is a bit problematic. Peel up. I hope I don't get a sim crash. Oh well, no ATC. Good luck to us, I guess. I think he hasn't been online for an hour, so he probably had to do something, and you know what, that's fine. We also got to do departures. It's runway 35. It will be Nexel 1 Lima, and then departure arrival ESSA ILS 01 right. It will be the god man. What do you mean? Okay, I need to select the star first then. Nilu 2 Mike for the ILS 01 right. No transition. Legs. So we check everything, I guess. Okay, this doesn't work unless we execute it. So Next. Right, this is kind of messy, if I'm gonna be honest, but you know what, we'll just have to see and look what's going on here. Anyway, looks pretty good. VNAV, we will be hitting a VNAV speed of maybe 280, and probably 0.74 does look pretty fine, so we'll do that. The cruising level is 370. We are expecting a 0.78 Mach. I think that's /0.78, not too sure. There we go. The descent will be 290 at Mach 0.74 to transition to 90. VPA will just be 2.8 degrees. Nabate ko it's all good, man. It's all good. Alright, so now it's all good, man. I think our sim is running smoothly as well. Right, so perf init, I did forget. What are we supposed to do here? Yeah, we're good. Perf init doesn't work right now. I think maybe you gotta read the manual again. I don't know if DeltaWing sneakily updated the manual without saying. So anyway, we'll go ahead and start the APU. We do APU master switch on, like in the Airbus, and then we do the APU start. And then APU gen will be automatically gone to auto because the gen switches are off, so that's okay. So while we do that, let's get the pushbacks. We'll connect it. Head is spinning, watching a program to FMC. It's not really. It's a work in progress. This aircraft. It's kind of confusing to do this. If I recall correctly, these are Honeywell FMSs, and if you're familiar with Rockwell products, this is an early version of the Proline 21 avionics. So I think if you've seen the Cessna Citation, the one that looks like a glass cockpit, that's apparently called a Proline 21. This is like an earlier version of the Proline. It's made by Rockwell. Yeah, pretty much. So anyway, let's close all the doors first. Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, your crew speaking on behalf of the rest of the crew. Pay no attention to the right brake spazzing out. Welcome to Scandinavian Regional Flight 2112 service from Malmo to Stockholm-Arlanda. We appreciate you for choosing Scandinavian as your airline of choice heading into Arlanda. The choice was yours, but the pleasure was ours. We'll be pushing back in about 5 to 10 minutes once our airborne wheels up. The flight time will be about 55 minutes at 37,000 feet. Looking at the weather, we're expecting a mostly smooth ride all the way up to Stockholm-Arlanda. Of course, we'll try and get the seatbelts off as early as possible. Continue to keep your seatbelts on for the safety of others. So sit back, relax, enjoy the rest of the flight. We'll get back to you as we get closer. And for now, again, sit back, relax, and welcome aboard, y'all. Cabin crew, arm doors, and cross-check. Okay, let's go ahead and do a briefing. So the briefing is previously we were cleared to Arlanda, next on 1 Lima departure, maintain 5,000 initially, squawking 0205. The chart we're looking for is 10-3, 26 October 2018, effective 8th November for Malmo Airport, Sweden. RNAV SID, same charts. MSA Airport reference point 2,600, airport elevation 235. Transition altitude is low at 5,000. RNAV SIDs for noise abatement, strict adherence to avoid unnecessary noise disturbance. Stirrup, so initial climb clearance 4,000 instead of 5,000, unless because the controller said so. Next on 1 Lima, runway 35, straight ahead to Mike Sierra 455, 457 to Nexil. And that's what we have on our, that's what we have here. And extra fuel, no extra fuel, pilot flying briefing. We're parked here at stand number 6. Push back onto apron south facing east. Runway, no NTS will be required. Runway 35 will be taxiing for a full-on takeoff via Delta Yankee. Runway 35 heading 349er, takeoff with bleed zone radar on. For a dry one-way computation, we have enough margin in case of departure takeoff. If we encounter a problem on departure, climb runway heading to the MSA, get vectors back to the airport, or follow our EUSID, which is just runway heading. That's it. Threats. It's an uncontrolled airport now and uncontrolled airspace, so make sure to turn on your wing lights for better visibility to others, as well as to monitor the frequency, maintain visual separation as required, and cross-check the position on the ND. Unfortunately, the TCAS symbols don't work here. They do work on the real CRJ, so on the pilot monitoring side, we do have to put it to TCAS. Alright? Alright, so with that said, this departure briefing is complete. Bro, here we go. KP on it, doors are closed, external power is available, disconnect that. Ground for cockpit, remove external power. Cockpit preparation checklist, signs. On. Landing elevation, it's 140 set, altimeters, QNH 1021 set, 1021 set. Anti-skid test complete, assumed. FMS set, radios and nav aids, auto and set, departure briefing complete. Cockpit preparation checklist complete. So, 3A on, low, signs on, straddle cockpit, transponder is on. And then parking brake, we'll check the hydraulics and fuel. Hydraulics, fuel, and the doors, check that they're closed as well. We'll go ahead and go to Unicom, 122.8. Let's get them engines fired up. Finally. It's nice to fly though. Kind of like a sports car. The best I can, the best way I can describe it, maybe. What's it called? Stood up traffic advisor, Reval 2112, CRJ900 at spot 6, pushing back facing east, planning runway 35, stood up. Okay, so beacon light on, fuel pumps on. We also have packs off to get that high pressure air for the engine. 4-star checklist, parking brake on, fuel pumps in quantity on, 3,840 kilograms. APU on, takeoff data set, doors closed and locked, beacon on, transponder 1, nozzle steering off, CAS is crew alerting system is checked. Engine start check, 4-star check is complete. I want to go here, please. Thank you. Parking brake off. So we gotta attach first. We'll start both engines, thank you. Okay, chrono on. I think the ET starts when you go airborne, so we don't have to touch anything pretty much. Alright, ignition button on. Right engine start, switch light, press. Starter engaged, N2 increasing. Squeeze it up, maximum motoring. N1 ITT, low pressure and fuel flow increasing. By the way, I didn't say this yet, we'll be doing a simulated flex takeoff. I'll set the thrust to 80% as accurately as I can. By the way, I did forget the CRJ engine start very, very quickly. Look at that. We're already stabilized. Gen 2 auto. And starting left engine. They're pretty fast to start. I'm not sure if this is how in real life, but you know, that's amazing. Left auto ignition. Motoring. Here we go. Have you tried FS2 Crew? I've heard about it. Is that the one that's specific to an aircraft, or can you use it for a lot of aircraft, or is it just plain generic? I've tried multi-crew X-Plane this one, but I'm kind of too lazy to configure it because it causes more problems than it helps me. When when you're streaming, you say a lot of things, and then it detects something on your mic, and then the next second, when you're cruising level 370, the landing gear just goes down. I'm like, what? I didn't say gear down. When did I say gear down? Oh my god, dude. And it's pretty damn stupid. But I think I've tried FS2 Crew for like P3D, if that's the same software for the Aerosoft A320. I'm not sure. I'm not too sure. Auto. Gen. Turning off the APU. Conditioning. Trims and flight controls just. We're looking for the rudder only. Full left. Alright. Make sure clear to disconnect cancels on the left side, nose wheel steering on, and flaps will set flaps 8, which is pretty hard to get right. Sometimes it's flaps 9. It's kind of like the MD-80, you just dial a flap or something like that. It's so optimized and stuff. Alright, see flaps 8, and then we'll update the takeoff reference speeds. So by the way, yeah, the V2 is 130. We will climb at 130 then. Thank you so much, sir. So we'll do 130. And the trim, it's a bit too low whenever I rotate, so we'll add maybe 1 unit. Instead of 7.9, we'll make it 8.9 as long as it's in the green range. Whoopsie. There you go, 8.9, 1 unit up. Those flaps are set. Hand seals and pins are received. Step to everything. Everything is green. Status. CAS checked and verified. After start check, anti-ice off. Rudder is checked. Nozzle steering is armed. APU on. CAS is checked. The after start checklist is complete. We'll do the flight controls check as we move. Let's just try this. Gosh. Stood up. Traffic advisory. Revol to 112 CRJ900. Taxiing to holding point runway 35 via South Apron. Delta Yankee hold short 35. Stirrup. Clear left side, clear right side. So, taxi lights on, parking brake off, away we go. It's lights out. No, I'm just kidding. But, I do watch F1 sometimes. Flight control check. Let's go. Full up. Full down, neutral. Full left. Full right, neutral. And let's do a brakes test. Brakes check. Okay, brakes are good. We gotta test the HSI and the turn indicator on the good measure against the compass as well. It's pretty slow when you do like 40%. I don't know, maybe it's the engine output. We'll make it 45 or 43. 43 should be good. It's just one right, so I'm not gonna use the taxi chart. It's a very straightforward airport layout, to be honest with you. It is Silverstone, yeah. I'm a Team McLaren, so I'll be watching this tonight. Man, I like Red Bull. And McLaren as well, actually. And I'm actually... I kind of like Haas as well, to be honest with you. I remember when they were like the first few years, they took Williams' spot. You know how Williams, was like a 5-6 team, position 5, position 6 team. Yeah, because like Mercedes was 1, 2, Ferrari was 3, 4. A midfield team is what I was getting at. But Haas is kind of like kind of iffy. Clear left side, clear right side. They're kind of iffy right now. And McLaren, of course, deserves the midfield. Of course, I think they can contend for. Well, they are contending already for the top spots. They're just gonna get stronger there. But of course, Red Bull is just getting that lead. But yeah, Max is an okay dude. I still, yo, did my sim just freeze? he's an okay dude. I remember the first race that he replaced Kvyat. First race, first win. That was like 2016, Catalonia. For 2016 Catalonia, and he also won because in that same race, Bottas and Hamilton crashed. So the Mercedes were out. The second fastest was Max and the Red Bulls, and I think that's how he won. 2016, I remember that. I was working on my PPL back then. That was very memorable. That was a memorable race because both Mercedes wiped out. That's all I got. That's all I know. And I think McLaren back then was in the back. They had the papaya livery going on. I did forget who were the drivers back then. I did forget. Red Bull's in another league. Yeah, they're kind of like showing Sebastian Vettel dominance with Max right now. Maybe it's another era. We'll see. We'll see about that. By the way, the taxi checklist: 8 required, 8 indicating flight controls. Check. Trims green center and 8.9 units. Thrust reversers, arm flight instruments. Check. FMS radio tuning set. Brake temps are checked. Taxi lineup check is complete. So by the way, the toga button, for some reason, when you press it now, they go to the toga detent. That's not supposed to happen. In a typical plane, if you do press the toga, it just activates the TOTO mode. There you go. Oh, now it does. Okay. Yeah, the last time I taxied this, I think I had power above idle, so it did go to like the toga detent. And I had to stop that while I was taxiing. I would have been like a high speed taxi, pretty much. So, I don't think there's any traffic on file. We'll just do the flow now. We'll call now and we'll do the flow now. So here we go. Stood up traffic advisor, Rival 2112 taking off runway 35. Next hill 1 Lima departure northeastbound level 50 initially. Stood up. Cabin crew seats for takeoff. I don't know. I think that's the PA. Yeah, seats for takeoff. Landing lights on. Strobe lights on. Taxi off. Override manual. Before takeoff checklist. Fuel cross flow man and off. Ignition off. Transponder TCA on. TCAS TRA. Radar turn display on and in up. Anti-ice off. CAS is checked and cleared. Before takeoff check is complete. 35 confirmed. 35 confirmed. Approach is clear. Runway clear. Here we go. Let's do a rolling takeoff, shall we? There we go. So again, we'll try and make it to 80% as best as we can. 50%. Stabilized. Take off. Press set. 80 knots, check. 100 knots, check. V1, rotate. This is heavy. This aircraft is heavy to rotate, for the heck. Positive climb, gear up. Gear up, yeah. Not yet nav, though. Okay, nav. Speed, autopilot engage. Yeah, we're already reducing power. That's climb thrust already. We'll wait for about 3,000 feet. 3,800 to be honest. Start traffic, Revel 2112 airborne 35, climbing on next to 1 Lima departure to level 50 initially. Stood up and syrup. Okay, 3,200. We'll go and reduce the VS. So there's a kind of a problem with this plane. I would climb on pitch, but it doesn't allow me to. We'll go to 240. So VS 2.0 set, and that's 1,000 to go. We'll go ahead and go to level 250, go higher, and then 370. We'll just step those climbs. Actually, we'll make it 83%. Climb it a bit more. Flaps 1, speed check. Flaps 1. Flaps up, speed check. Flaps up. Reversers off. Cross flow push to open. After takeoff checklist, gear flaps up. Fuel and cross flow auto, bleeds and APU on and off. Reversers off. CAS is checked. The after takeoff checklist is complete. So, gap, hold on. Did these really show a 2 to 5 degree nose up initial until you engage AP modes? I've seen some. Oh crap! Hold on. I've seen some videos, and they're actually supposed to be 15 degrees. Like, okay, it gives 10, and then it goes up to 15. Yeah, you gotta. I know, right? You gotta arm and then turn off the reversers. I know, right? I know. I mean, I think maybe it's a good thing, or uncommanded reverser deployment. I guess something happened with Bombardier that they had to implement this. But yeah, I know, right? I know. Okay, next setting is going to be 007. Okay, we'll be passing 10,000, so we'll do VS again. Oh, by the way, we passed the transition altitude, I did forget, sorry. Push standard set, cross check, passing level 099. Now, check, no difference. Alright, so VS. Make it 2.0 just so that we can accelerate. And the target altitude is going to be target speed is 280. While we do that, 10,000 foot full. Landing lights off. Logo lights off. Wing inspection lights, yeah, they're off. And sterile cockpit off. Seatbelts auto. And CAS monitor. Nothing much there. And we'll call the flight crew so that we can tell them of our arrival time. And speed, climb, there we go. Climb 280. So we call the flight crew and we'll say that we will be arriving. It doesn't give you an accurate time. This one's also messed up. It's a pretty. I'm sorry. Right now it's a flyable aircraft. It's kind of messed up. But yeah, we would inform the cabin crew. We would inform the cabin crew of the estimated time to arrival. The estimated time to arrival, so that they can schedule the service and the brakes as well. Anyway, that's the takeoff. And I'm glad that I put the power to like 80% because, okay, taking off with this plane at 90% N1 or like Toga, which gives like 95 or 100, this aircraft zooms like a rocket ship. Like, oh my god. It's pretty damn bad. Is there a reason why there are different transition levels and altitudes and different FIRs? I've been trying to figure it out. So I think, Gab, it has something to do with the average barometric pressure in each part of the world. right? So like I'm pretty sure in the northern countries, of course I'm not. Don't quote me on this. It's pretty low that I've seen, right? So like the transition altitude is 4,000, and in Great Britain it's kind of like 5,000 or something, or 6,000. I'm not too sure. I think a lot of it has to do with the temperatures that the countries experience, especially England and England. Lately they've been experiencing hot and cold. It's not too cool always. They also do like it's kind of hot sometimes in London, pretty much. It has something to do with that. In the U.S., I'm not too. Here's the thing: the U.S. is a big place, so maybe 18,000 is kind of like a very nice generalization of all the what comprises the USA. For us, 11,000. Honestly, not too sure how we came up with that. Maybe it has something to do that the Philippines is pretty much near the equator. We get a lot of humidity, and the weather's very tropical. So yeah, I did notice that. I think, is it Singapore and Malaysia that also do 11,000, or is it also Indonesia? They also do that as well. Maybe it's a Southeast Asian thing. In Japan, it's like 14,000, and level 140 as well. Yeah, so I feel like it has something to do with climate, Gab. Um, yeah, I need to refresh my memory. I read the reason. It has something to do with like climate and pressures and weather experienced on average throughout the year. But I think maybe some of them could be like political and convenience. Maybe, I'm not too sure. I'm just blabbering my mouth off now. Ah, look, we got traffic above us on the opposite direction. Okay, that's good. See, that's very inconvenient that Delta Wing, the CRJ, that doesn't have the traffic on the ND. It's a separate page. It's a separate page. Of course, in the real, well, in the videos I've seen, and every modern airliner has the traffic on the ND. It's very inconvenient. It's quite inconvenient. So anyway, we seem to be 9 minutes, 10 minutes. Okay. I do want to increase the power. So 22, maybe we can go up to 90% on the climb. My problem here is, again, it doesn't kind of have like a thrust rating panel. Because you can do like, okay, there's detents here. There's detents here. If you wanted to do a flex takeoff, you could. You could do a flex takeoff. This would be magenta instead of blue. And I don't know about the climb. Maybe the climb is you can also set it on the thrust rating here on the FMS. It's kind of annoying, but so this is the best available CRJ for XP11. Again, I say best available, but I'm not saying it is the best CRJ. It's the best available CRJ in terms of XP11. Bombarding man, I gotta make things more complicated. There is no auto throttle, Gab. There's detents. There's detents where for climb, toga, but say if you gotta level off, you gotta manually set the thrust. More so when you're landing. So that's gonna be on you, obviously. Yeah, I hear that not having auto throttle was like a cost saving thing. Implementing auto throttle would add to the weight and the cost. And these are regional planes for short distance applications, or for markets that don't see much demand to justify having a 737 or an A320 serving that route. So I think that was also a big reason. That was also a reason why there's no auto throttle here on the Bombardier. I think the same goes for business jets, at least for the Challenger 300 that I also have that I stream sometimes. It doesn't have an auto throttle as well. Of course, you got, you know, aircraft like the Dash 8. You know, it's a turboprop. It doesn't need much. It doesn't really need an auto throttle. It's fun. It's fun to fly like that, in terms of the Dash 8. But you know, something like the CRJ, it could be inconvenient. But here's the thing: I do like how responsive this aircraft is with thrust changes. If it feels like I can maintain like 140 knots if I want to. That's what's good about this, or you know, that's what's good about the DeltaWing iteration of the CRJ900. That's what's good about it. And anyway, the CRJ just looks like a very awesome plane. It's T-tail, you know, and you have the engines on the fuselage, very reminiscent of the DC-9s and the MD-80s that look. Except this one looks quite more modern with the you know, the winglets on it. Pretty nice. Scandinavian caution, low clearance. Obviously. There's actually like a baggage door under the engine, so I guess that's a very big reason why there's a low clearance sticker there for the CRJ900. And here's also what I find kind of unique. The cargo doors, you know, traditionally they're on the right side, right? For here, they're on the left side. But, you know, actually, you know what? Even the Dash 8 and the ATR, they even have the cargo doors on the left side instead of the right side. I did notice that too. I guess it has something to be, you know, like a regional thing or something. I don't know. But yeah, it does look good. I like it. Yeah, at level 316, the aircraft will engage half bank. For better comfort... Oh my god, is this sim crashing? Wait. The sim is... The sim has frozen. The sim has frozen. The sim has frozen. Fuck. No! Oh my god. Rip. Alright, honestly, I do not want to stream this. Not anymore, but for tonight, I think that's it. It's already like almost like 10 o'clock, so unfortunately, I have to like, I think I'm just gonna call it quits for the night. But I'm just gonna read on chat again. Like a turboprop, but not really. Yeah, it's actually a nice plane. There are canards and stabilizers on the tail, and the flap was open or something. I know, right? So the gab, it actually looks pretty good. Like, I have nothing to say about it. Nothing else to say about it. Oh my goodness, F. This thing doesn't have... Okay, this thing doesn't have autosave. This is one of the reasons why I'm reluctant to stream the anything that's not a CRJ or a 737. I mean, sorry. I'm reluctant to stream anything that's not an A320, a TOLUS, or an AnyBuilds A300. I do have that. It has autosave. The Zibo has autosave. So good for that. What does the log say? The application has crashed. It's after XPilot. Remove the contrails. Okay. I suspect it might be this, but we're not too sure. This is just the last thing that happened. Maybe I should remove the contrails. Yeah, I am not that motivated to continue this flight or stream. I am so sorry. So, with that said, I hope to those who watched, who came, or are going to be watching this replay, I hope you guys enjoyed whatever it is we did, which is like takeoff and climb. Obviously, the DeltaWing does need some more work, but it's, well, I guess it's a fun aircraft to fly. Of course, I'm not a CRJ pilot, so I don't know if it's that fun to fly or if it has to be more complicated than that. Yeah, it's also like, I'm trying to sleep earlier, right? So like, it's like 9:40, I want to be out by 10 or 11 p.m., you know, as you get older and shit. It was a good departure, yeah. So anyway, I'm just going to be ending the stream. So Gab, thank you so much for stopping by here on YouTube, and to everyone else, who's watching the replay. Sorry to disappoint. This will not be a full flight. Anyway, guys, SkyBloo here. We'll try and stream, I don't know, maybe 2 weekdays for this week. I'm not too sure. I do have to do a couple of things this week. And our normal streaming on the weekend. We might do the Facebook stream tomorrow. Usually I do a Facebook stream once. We might do that tomorrow to make up for, the past week. So again, guys, SkyBloo here, aka Drew. Have a wonderful rest of your day, night. With you guys are in the world. Stay safe, stay healthy, peace, and see ya.